Heavenly Father and our God Almighty, we thank you for the gift of this day and for our lives. We thank you for our university and the many good things you do through us. Today we have gathered to witness one of said good things. We seek and pray for your presence and guidance. Grant us success, and at the end of it all, we shall be careful to give all the glory to your name. This we ask in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you very much, Professor. Okay, this is the first mask that I'm wearing that my voice can penetrate, so, I have a joke. I said that, it's not a joke, it's a serious story. I'm the only one who ever tried to join a pub, and I was persuaded to stop. And recently I had an interview with TEK TV, and when the guy finished, he said there's no trouble in the recording. Everything is bass. So if you have too much trouble, you can come and get some of my bass. I have a cool MC here, in the person of Chris, and he's going to help us to acknowledge those who are here, especially our stakeholders. We invited so many different organizations, and this is because TROSKI or Churchill, everybody takes Churchill, or everybody patronizes Churchill. If you don't, it's because maybe you have reached a certain stage, and by God's grace, you have managed to jump out of the Churchill. But somebody in your house that won't misuse Churchill. And we all know our local system, but usually we depend on other things to make it work. Thank God that we have come home and we are doing things by ourselves. And we call people from DPRTU, Protua, KNA, Furikrum, everybody. Why? Because this is about everything that we do. And we know that this tool that we have started, definitely, we must jointly own it so that it can be better. And that's why you are here. If your name is not called, we have the record, but we would like to acknowledge some of the dignitaries so that we can get started. Is that okay? Thank you.
So I want to begin with our stakeholders. Edu Isaac from Protua. Protua is a transport union. Okay, thank you for coming. And then Richard Yeboah, Daniel Doe, and Nicholas Kennedy. They are all from GPRT, representing GPRT. And I believe everybody knows GPRT. Saturday we'll be hearing from them. And then ADO, some fire service people too are here. G.O. Okanta, Ghana Fire Service, ADOII. And then DOIII, A. Apia, Ghana Fire Service is also here. And then we have the Superintendent Frederick Hammond, Ghana Police Service, is also in our midst. And then when we come in-house, I'll start with the Office of Grant and Research, and it's being represented by Dr. Nadia Tego. She's there. And our own head of security, Lieutenant Eshen Koba, he's also in our midst. And then the Dean of Civil and Geoengineering, Professor Anowu Jeffrey, is also in our midst. And then the Deputy Director for TEK, that is Professor Tufo, is also in our midst. Okay, thank you very much. And then our provost too, we have the Provost of College of Science, Professor Amekuji, is also in our midst. And then the building in which we are in, so the provost from this college, that is College of Humanities and Social Science, Professor Charles Mafo, is also in the building. Okay. And then we are also pleased to have our chiefs here. And then we have Nana Ewa Nimfo II, Otumfuo Sifie Hene. I didn't know Bwedi was Otumfuo Sifie, so now I know Otumfuo Sifie, Chief of Bwedi, our own Bwedi here. And then our own Pro-Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Ellis, and all other people who are here. I've seen some TA's lectures. We acknowledge, mention all your names, and God bless you for coming. We hope we will be brief so that you can go about your normal duties. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Chris. And maybe with one clap we can acknowledge everyone who's here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so on our program we will be welcomed by the landlord. I mean, sometimes you are not a real landlord because there is university, the premises here. You know, the land has an owner, but you can also have a tenant that has rented the thing for a long time. So when he gives part of it to you, you can say it's a landlord. So the provost of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Professor Charles Malfo, will welcome us. And let me say that he's welcome as the host, and also the project is actually one of the main people who have crafted this whole thing, and you will hear more about it in a moment. Apart from that, he's also, his college has hosted the thing from the beginning. And there are so many people from his college that are actually participating in the Africa Center of Excellence, Regional Transport Research and Education Center. Thank you, Prof.
Prof, thank you, Prof. The Prof is the Professor Alice Usudabo. Nobody here. Professor Mekuji Provost, College of Science, our security coordinator. Let me say all other security agencies present here, and everybody, deans, heads, lecturers, students, friends, supporters. Welcome is easy to say, so that I would have said welcome and then go and sit down. But as Professor Adam said, I've also been part of this project, and that is why I'm very excited that my college is hosting it. Again, I'm excited because I feel, or I have this sense of collaboration going on, and I'm proud of it. I mean, gone are the days where College and Humanities Society will be sitting somewhere, and science will be sitting there somewhere. But then we've come to a point where we've come to believe that we can always put our thoughts together and come up with new ideas. We wouldn't call it invention, but ideas, right? And so that is how MyTroski, the smart way of finding places and planning your travel in Akan and English, is here. Presently, we mention Akan because, I mean, when we talk about Kumasi and its environs, that's a major language, right? And so one could probably say that this is about a pilot program. That is to say that in the near future, we'd like to see other languages, the common languages also being part of this whole project. But why? Why MyTroski? I guess I would like to give you a little bit information about it. In language, there is something called economy of expression. And so those that done linguistics will tell you that, and if I will use Akan, since we are going to use Akan here today, if somebody says, Meko, if you look at the way it's written properly, then you probably would have said, Me-re-ko. And these days we say Me-pa-cho. But we believe that it has been lexicalized. Abe asamba, because if you say a sentence, it will say Me-re-sia-ko. Now, Me-pa-wo-cho. That's Me-pa-cho. Then the short ones, the words become coupled because We are human beings. We want easy ways of saying things, right? And that is why a column of expression has become so necessary in language studies. And so it is in English too. So instead of saying I should, then you will write I with some comma and a T. And I, right? Now it is time to even some of our languages. So what is up? You say what's up? And it's now a subject. So it's everywhere. Now, MyTroski has the same, basically the same thing. What are we trying to do? Trying to find an easy way of finding places, right? And I'm wondering why some people, after having a very nice lawn, normally you see a signboard a sign on it, don't walk on the grass. Why? The fact of the matter is that we are human beings. If you don't put it there, we will walk on the grass. Right? So that's the idea. We want to find an easy way of finding places. And so we ask the question, do you need a quick and easy way to find places and planning or traveling in Ghana? MyTroski is the best and most reliable for providing these services and related ones. MyTroski is a mobile application, as it will be demonstrated here at some point, which uses a digital map, right? A map. At some point that we using T allow us, because basically that's the idea. Professor Adams will tell you that, and he keeps asking me, when are you going to sit down? Tablet equivalences in T, and then kind of have a press conference and tell the world that these are the words in technology that we want to say in what? In T, and this is how, right? And in this particular software, the idea is there, and so, and again, we also want to believe that we want to encourage our indigenous, communities to use it. And probably you go to a community where nobody speaks English. What happens? Are they not supposed to use it? They are saying that they should be able to use it because even we have voice in there without the tree voice coming out. So instead of saying turn around, right, you get a tree equivalent, a voice in the software. And so we say that it uses a digital map with the capability to provide location and travel planning services, including places of interest and finding them. Right? MyTroski operates in a hybrid mode. I said, the software, more hybrid. Everything, a brand good data. Now internet is a little bit use. Now, so I need data, over to use. It operates on a hybrid mode. You can visualize places. You can say, I don't know if you have real pictures. Right? You can visualize places and explore information about services in your local area. When you are traveling, MyTroski can guide you with a digital map, right? And as I said, it can use voice, using account or English. You can also obtain MyTroski onto your phone. So right now, if you have data, you can actually download it onto your phone. But during the demonstration, I know Dr. Dubda will take you through. So finding places and travel directions are common and difficult challenges Ghanaians face daily, and has been with us for decades, right? And so it's also. And now, body ho baby. Now she will be nice. Me pay. School be no abodi. So go when him kakra udura. Na me to bayro. How far left wa? Na until we was also kona mama na to bayro wa ma. Na the baby awo kono no. Okay. We want to make these things easier. So, say that the problem with direction exists because there is no national standards, right, for an address system which is actively in use for daily activities. Yes, some houses are numbered. We all know that some streets are named, and there's now Ghana Post GPS, but the reality is that they are not practical. I said, no crew, say, Sunday morning now, so toda. So the bay, you man now when ya the first episode, Yana and Maprecope. Right? So it is difficult. The problem is compounded by several factors, some of which include informal arrangement of our land parcels, layout of our settlements and rules, limited zoning, and lack of practical address system. Right? In the face of these problems or challenges, Ghanaians are able to improvise in the way we find places and travel from one location to another. Two of those enduring ways are the names we give to trotro services, right? If you listen to how people normally, those that patronize trotro normally name certain places. So if you are coming from town and you reach somewhere in social sciences, before you get to Ayudiasi, and they say that place is called Steps. Steps. This is not government that named it. We named it. We decided to call some place. The university decided to call it, give it a nice name, and we decided to call it Destiny Hall. And then some of these things. So we say that we are ingenious, right? We name certain places because of trotro and where the easy way of finding things. And so in the face of these challenges, I've said that this traditional approach is ubiquitous. As Ghanaians who mostly point you to a landmark when giving you a direction to a place. In fact, this is logical, right? Our traditional system is logical, and there is a scientific basis for it, and called geocoding by quantitative spatial relations. Again, these things will be demonstrated. So in other words, our use of local place names for finding locations and giving travel directions is logical, it's scientific, and it works in the majority of cases. It is indigenous, yet it is scientific. However, the problem is that we have not improved upon this approach to modernize them for the current challenges, right? And so we face when finding the problems we face. The traditional ways help us, but we have not been able to modernize them. And that is to say that is one of the agenda issues this project seeks to resolve. And so we said that we know that Ghanaians are very familiar with trotro service stops and landmarks. So we map these locations and assign them with names given by the population. Names given by the population. And that is why we say that this is community centered, right? Not somebody sitting somewhere and because he is popular, come and buy a street and say we should call it Dr. Tufuo's joint. We won't. We will call it Darby Joint. Because there's a Ghanaian guy there, we all go there, right? So we say that we take the indigenous knowledge. That is to say, MyTroski is indigenous knowledge inclusive, right? And so additional information such as kinds of services at the given landmark are also included to improve the description of the landmark. For example, a trotro service stop named Atamils Junction. Sometimes we want to consider, some people say junction without knowing that even junction is an English word, right? Somebody said, well, you go buy maize in a bag, and they call it Anto bag. I grew up before I realized that BAG is bag, because they told us it's Anto bag, right? And so we use some of these terms without even knowing that they are English words. Fast forwarding it, we're saying that also a landmark such as restaurant, food joints can be further described in details such as the menu that is served there, etc., etc. For travel purposes, The direction information in MyTroski is provided in writing and in audio, as I said, right? And so that it becomes easier. The direction information in Twi is also significant because it is the most dominant language, and as I mentioned earlier. Yes, I mean, now we are confident that people will take this up because, I mean, go to Bodigajum, the chopper there, you go there and everybody is speaking Twi, right? And so we think it's a good beginning for this project. So the key services provided by MyTroski application include description, landmarks, finding nearby landmarks based on GPS location. GPS location. As to how it operates, I will leave that out because in the process it will be shown you. And so we say that given the practical nature of MyTroski, we expect significant impact in the following areas. First, we expect Ghanaians to use MyTroski to go about their daily activities, right? Which will lead to a wide intake by private and public businesses. Second, we expect MyTroski to be adopted for other cities in Ghana and beyond, where it could facilitate municipal and private services. I mean, these days as we see some of these people, private people with motorcycles collecting garbage, right? And so you could say that they will be probably interested in this. Based on this, maybe they could work efficiently, right? The fire service will easily find places when they are in trouble, right? The military, the police that protects us, we want to use it to locate some of us. And so, third, a greater translation of the knowledge and technologies for location data travel and Twi, right? And furthermore, we expect mainstreaming of location data from trotro services stops. And so that we are saying that with the trotro, the high uptake, they will be giving us suggestions, areas they want us to include as data. We will be ready to. And finally, we observe that if Ghanaians have a reliable location and address system, that works. You see, that's the point. Data, that works. In other words, if you have data, as I said, there are a number of countless maps around, but do they work? The last time we used certain, one of them, well, they sent us to the house all right, but we were behind the house, right? So we're talking about efficiency, data, that works. And so reliable, they will go about their daily activities in a more efficient and confident manner. So we say you may obtain MyTroski onto your smartphone from MyTroski website. We have a website, and that is where all these things were put together by a team. I want to really acknowledge them. Track in particular, Dr. James Ato, myself, and all people that supported us so much, especially Kraft and the rest. And so it is worth noting that for now, MyTroski is at its initial stage. With your support, we can expand it. And therefore, it covers only areas in Oforu municipality. And that is why we say that Oforu municipality is a lucky one. I guess it is because we are here, right? And I'm sure the district chief executive wouldn't mind extending some common fund to us to expand it. On that note, we want to say thank you for coming and welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much, Professor Mafo. And indeed, this tool is a very local and very wonderful tool. It's taking a lot of collaboration, as he said, and it's good for the university because when you have people from the humanities and social science, working with science, working with engineering, and that's what we're looking for. And therefore, I think this is very good. But you know, sometimes we do things and then we don't acknowledge. But this whole project, as Prof said, was funded, was a call for proposal that was funded by the KNUST Research Fund CREF. I think we should give that for KNUST. Because small things, I mean, a small grant that has actually led to scientists and engineers using their brain power to put what is, they call it Module 1, maybe MyTroski 1.0. But at least it shows how researchers with some funds can do something. And I want to encourage that more is done. And the appeal to the MC, I don't know whether the rep is here. Actually, the MC wanted to be here, but they had a meeting, so it's not here. But from the, you know, I am here representing TEK, the Africa Center of Excellence, Regional Transport Research and Education Center, Kumasi. And, you know, this actually, it's an invention. Why? Because I have not seen anybody trying to use indigenous tree to do something like this. And this gives you more details that perhaps if you try to use Google, you will not get. So it's based on real data. So a lot has gone on, but I would like to call up the representative of the Provost of College of Engineering, followed by the representative of the Director of Office of Grants and Research, to give us, you know, some brief statement, because the project is currently domiciled in TEK, because we want to see how we can take it even to, you know, because this tool is for the cities, and we have a research group that works on transport and smart cities. So we want to see how we can take it forward and make it a real project that can help security services, municipal services, everything that you can think of. So I'll call Professor Jeff, I don't know, the provost of the College of, representative of the provost of College of Engineering, who wanted to be here but he's been caught up in another assignment, to give us a brief statement.
Thank you very much. Like he said, initially I did not want to come here. But sometimes it's very good to represent your boss. I mean, when he's not there. Yes, because having come here today, I know that it's not the power job, but it's rather me power job. And then on the other hand, to Reverend Professor, President, Director. Yesterday I took Joshua. So like you said, we are still there. We are still in it. So we will all still be taking the Joshua. So this will be very useful to all of us. So, Provisy, with your permission, I think all protocols are in place. Yes, so whatever that the provost would have been saying, I think I'll just tell you. So, today actually is marking or marks the beginning of a new era in the transportation sector with the development of the MyTroski app. The MyTroski app actually is an Android app which can give user detailed direction using names commonly known in the locality, as already said by our host. But beyond that, the directions, it is a repository of knowledge on business, social, and cultural aspects of the community. The app actually works in Twi and English. This has already been explained to us. It will interest us to know that this app has been developed by researchers of the Traffic Management and Smart Cities group of TEK, and this is very wonderful. Just a very humble beginning. We're going to get somewhere. TEK actually is one of the three Government of Ghana World Bank funded Africa Centers of Excellence that are in the College of Engineering. So, College of Engineering, I call 3 major centers of excellence. We have to keep it up. TEK actually supports transport, or research in transport, and interpreted logistics. It undertakes research and then support researchers from all departments and units who have something to do with transport and logistics. At this moment, we are witnessing what will become a spin-off business of TEK. On behalf of the College of the Provost, I think the College of Engineering is going to do everything that will be very possible to support this initiative. What should we say again? We just have to say congratulations to the researchers. We hope that the MyTroski will thrive and become like Google one day. Thank you very much.
The usual team says I should take my mask, so pardon me, I will. Pro VC, I will follow the previous speaker and also say, with your permission, all protocols observed. I'm here representing the Director of Office of Grants and Research, Professor Philip Nchete, and we are happy to be part of this launch for very many reasons. And I'll just touch on 2 of them. The first reason is the fact that the OGR supports and drives the research efforts of the university, wants to see the research efforts getting to the levels that an institution is looking at. And it's refreshing to see research that has been born out of collaboration, both within and externally, so with different disciplines, but more importantly with stakeholders from the security services, the community, the transport services, and it's very refreshing to see that. And it's also steeped in the local context, and it's not going to just sit on a shelf, but it's actually going to be used by the community. It has such a high likelihood of uptake. I'm looking forward to using it myself, and that's what we want to see, and we are really, really glad that this has happened. We can showcase this and use it to inspire other researchers that are coming up. The second reason has been mentioned, CREF, KNUST Research Fund. The university management thought it wise to put together a fund to support research projects. In the grand scheme of things when it comes to research grants, it's not too much money, but we are seeing outputs like this, and it just gives us all the support we need to be able to make a case that we really need to do more of this. We don't need to win $1 million to be able to come out with useful outputs. And so I'm really glad, and the OGR is glad. I'm sure the university management is very proud of this, and we are hoping that we'll get more out of this. So this is what I'd like to share with you, and encourage everyone else who is here, take opportunities from the CREF. CREF is advertised every year, and for this year, the deadline is even on the 28th of February. So take advantage of it, even if it looks like it's small money. I'm amazed at what has come out of CREF, and this even inspires us not to belittle what is being done. Thank you very much for the invitation, and thank you for making us part of this very, very valuable launch.
Thank you for the encouragement and all the good words you spoken. Fortunately, a lot more money than we needed to cover a lot of ground. So even though, they said, when you put your skin into something, you can't come out. So next time we bring something to, probably take it to Accra. I think it should be considered. This will be an appeal. Thank you very much. I mean, imagine you are going somewhere and you don't know, let's say you are new to an area and you don't know the trotro stuff. Do you know that MyTroski can help you? Or the mate doesn't know, but you can tell. And that's, or you are in the security service, you need to abstain to something. And the local people say, oh, we live here in this place, this place, this place. You can't put that description into Google and get it. But MyTroski will help you. So with these few words, I want to recognize that we invited so many stakeholders. I just want to mention, if you are here, let us know you are here. GPRTU, I think we've seen GPRTU, thank you very much. Protoa, thank you very much. It's KMA here, representative of KMA, not yet. Oforikro Municipal, I think we were told that the MC has sent somebody, maybe it's not here. Fire Service, beautiful, thank you very much. And we also have KNUST-TEK Security Service. And let me say that this MyTroski, is for Oforikro Municipality. And our students are scattered all over the place. And I think this will be very useful for your people as they go to where our students, especially off campus, where our students are. And if there are any details that you don't find, let us know. And we'll be there, because that is why you are part of this, because your money is in it. We have Nanano, Chief of Kwedi this year, thank you very much. Ghana Tourism, okay, thank you for coming, because this is also useful. I said that beyond the giving you the place, for example, on the campus, the students go to lecture somewhere, they call it old laundry. Remember when I came to the university more than 30 years ago, it was not a laundry. But they still like to call it a laundry. So when they say laundry, it's actually a history behind something. So when they say this place is called Atamels Junction, Atamels has never lived there. But I'm sure there's a history behind it, or a story behind it. And MyTroski can help you even unravel some of these stories. So we have some TEK postgraduate students, if you are making their way. Okay, thank you for coming. We have a very international group here from about 6 different countries. And then other KNUST people from College of Humanities and Social Science or Business School or whatever, if you are here. All right, thank you all for coming. Right, so we want to continue. Now, we have been listening to the stories about MyTroski. And we've heard all sorts of things, but we want to call up the research team or the researchers to give us a presentation on MyTroski. So I want to call Dr. Gift Dumeda and Dr. Anto Andam. I think we've seen Prof already. And so Dr. Gift will do the presentation, and if there's anything, the rest will support. Thank you very much.
very much, MC. Good evening. Thank you. Okay. And Pro BC, provost for the various colleges, and all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to actually give you this presentation. So I'm just going to set up very quickly. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. So we've heard a lot about MyTroski, and first of all, we really want to dedicate this to our truck drivers and everyone, as has already been acknowledged, everyone who has been taking truck, because they have really given us a motivation in terms of putting this together, and we are very, very thankful to them. I also want to acknowledge the core team that has worked on this project, MyTroski. And we also want to acknowledge that when we initially submitted the proposal, it was called MyTroski. So that also put it in context in terms of how the Trotro plays a very important role in terms of this project. So these are the core team that has undertaken this project, and we had also a resource team who supported us, a resource team from various departments in our university. So we have also developed capacity for teaching assistants and students to help us carry out this project. So we think that is also a valuable contribution in terms of developing capacity for others to carry this on. And we also want to acknowledge the funding that we have received to undertake this project. CREPS, we thank you, TNAT. And also we got additional support to be able to undertake this launch from TEK, that is the Regional Transport Research and Education Center. And we also want to acknowledge that this project was a 30,000 Ghana City project, and it signals an innovation in terms of financial aspect. And we think that most people develop even websites more than 30,000. And to have been able to put together a whole app, and not just the app, apps I will be illustrating very soon, and that for 30,000, it really a lot of innovation that goes into it, and we are very proud of that aspect as well. So what are the deliverables that came out of this project? One is the MyTroski, which we'll be demonstrating to you soon. And we have also published an international journal article that has been reviewed in the International Journal of Applied Geospatial Research. The details are also on there. And we have also put together a local travel dictionary. Now, this local travel dictionary is a document that is also a key deliverable. So these are the three major outputs that came out of this project. So for today, we will demonstrate to you the MyTroski app. So as we've been seeing earlier on, rolling on the screen, what we want to do with MyTroski is that we want anyone to be able to use MyTroski. You don't have to go to school, or you do not have to know how to read to be able to use MyTroski. And that is one of our key reasons that we want to incorporate into it our local language, so that anyone with a phone and with our app can be able to use MyTroski. And that is one of our key objectives, to be able to make MyTroski accessible to anyone with a phone and this app. And we also felt that it will facilitate so many other areas, as already has been explained, in terms of access to services in our community. If you want to go to a clinic, if you want to go to a pharmacy, if you want to go to a police station, those are all some of the benefits that we felt will come out of it. And our services, our transport services, our security services, emergency services are all part of this. So I will be taking us through, as has been explained, we have a website for the app, and it's called MyTroski-gh.com. So if you go to Google right now and type in MyTroski-gh.com, our website will pop up. And with our website, you can be able to download it. And as a preliminary project, we have it on Google Play Store. You can go to Google Play Store and search for MyTroski. You can also get it from there as well. And as of now, it only works on Android phones. We are yet to go into Apple phones. So I will switch here for a minute to now go to the website to see how we can demonstrate this. Oh, this is switch, okay. So this is our website for the MyTroski. And as you go in there, we have a video that shows a small clip about the MyTroski. And then we have also written about its motivation, what it is about. And then there's a download button there that you can click. So once I click on that, it will take me to the Google Play Store to download and install. So as shown here, MyTroski, an early access. Okay. All right, so now once installed, so this is the MyTroski. Once you install it on your phone, this is the icon. A small bus, like our trotro bus, minibus, with a small arrow key with a MyTroski below it. So I'm just going to open it. Okay. Just a minute, I just want to put some of this off and then take it through. Okay. So with the MyTroski, once you install it, this is the view that you will be seeing. Now, just to take you through a few number of things, we have here the white background with the arrow key. That shows our location indicator in terms of where we are currently. So in terms of where we are currently, you can zoom in with the plus icon to see where we are currently, which is at the business school. Okay. So this is the location indicator with the blue icon, and also this icon on the bottom here, that is the home. In terms of wherever you are, it can bring you back in case you zoom, you move around the map, and you click on home, it will bring you back to where your location is. And I also want to take you through some of the settings that we have. So as has been explained, we have the menu icon at the bottom left. And in here we have the settings. And in the settings here, you can provide that satellite style, which gives a much more descriptive imagery. Okay? But it does have a lot of data, so in case you are data conscious, you might want to not use it. And then you can also use the app when you have data or when you do not have data. And then we have the language assistant. So as the language assistant here, we have two options. We have the English or the tree. And I'm sure everyone here is here to listen to the tree, not the English. So we'll go with the tree. And then we go back to the settings. Okay. A number of capabilities that we have provided, I'm just going to go through those. So we have the zoom in, you can zoom in and pan around the map. Okay. And now I want us to go through some of the features that we can actually search within MyTroski. Within MyTroski, we have this bar at the top, which is the search bar. And once you put your cursor there, you want to type in it, you can type anything. Let's say you want to type, let's say, clinic. You have a number of options. So we have Adansi Herbal Clinic, Adansi Nail Clinic, Beauty Salon. So for example, if I select the first one, Adansi Herbal Clinic, if I click on it, it will take me to where Adansi Herbal Clinic is. Okay. So it could be a local, any local place that you want to put in, and it will take you to that location. Let's say I also want to type in something like, I'm sure for a lot of students around, there's a place called Berman Point around, which is Berman Point bus stop junction or something. So that will also take you to where Berman Point junction is. So all the local details are in there. Now that is just searching various locations on a map. Another facility that we have also provided is, apart from the map features, there are some other information that you may want to know. For instance, you may click on a feature you want to know. If it's a shop, what do they sell there? What services do they offer? And things like that. So we have information like that. So for instance, if you take any of these features, you can just tap on it, and I'm just going to tap on one of them. Let's say you take any of the beauty shop or a feature like, let's say, beauty shop here. So we'll have that information given to you here. So here, these are the additional information given to you about that shop. It says it's a beauty salon, and the location is Kote New Site, and the town is Kote. And the nearby landmark is Life Court Apartment. So sometimes when you are looking for places, trying to know some of the nearby landmarks can also help you better locate those locations. And we also have a direction. Once you have those locations, you can click on the direction icon, and it will show you how the, let me just bring that for you to see again. That was what I put in was Berman Point or something like that. So if I take that, that's the location. I'm sorry. Okay. So if I take, let me just highlight that again. So that's the Berman Point location. Okay. It's an IDIC. It's close to the IDIC school park, and then I can get a direction. So the direction will take me in terms of where I am now to the location I've searched, which is shown with a blue color line. So that is one of the quick ways to get to locations if you like to. Okay. Apart from searching for locations, another quick way to also look for other landmarks is we have this icon here, like places icon. So if you click there, we have a number of services that we provide. Let's say where you are, you want to find out, okay, where are some of the food places, or what are some of the maybe money places in terms of banks or healthcare and all of that. So let's say we click on money. So it will search for us our location. As we've seen, this is where our location is, and find all the money places. It could be a bank, it could be a mobile money account location. Okay. So we have here CBG, KNUST branch, and then we can scroll through them. Barclays Bank, which is now Absa, and it's something that we have to update in our database, Cal Bank, and all of those. So you can, wherever you are, you can be able to identify locations around in that area. And once you identify them, you can also click direction to get your direction to that location as well. All right, now, apart from the location, one of the things we now want to illustrate is how we can be able to do the navigation in real time and get some of the tree translations come up. So we have the icon Go, the icon here Go. So we'll click on Go, and then I will assume that I'm using my location now, and then the destination. So with the destination, I can type where we had earlier, something like, if I type in Atta, let's say, then we have a number of Atta Mills Junction, a number of places here. Okay. So let's say you want to go to Atta Mills Junction, as we mentioned earlier. So it identifies for us the path to get in there. And we also have this information here saying that it can take us about 5 minutes in terms of driving. And then the distance is about the road network distance, the pathway to get there, it's about 1.6 kilometers. Now we have a number of options here. We have the simulate. The simulate is a case where you are standing where you are, you can let the app run and see how it will do the turns, left and right turn, and all of that for you. So we're going to try the simulate. So we'll click on the simulate. So this will take us to the environment.
Bufa benkum ana bufa benkum tuaso.
So that was the instruction given to us in tree. And most of the instructions are given whenever you're going to reach a turn. So because this one is a more straight road, it will be quiet until a turn comes. So this is the simulate environment where you see the location indicator moving along. Other aspect of this can also be used in terms of training, in terms of planning your travel, okay? So that before you actually set out to travel, you can simulate your path of travel. I'll just wait for it.
Fanifa ana bufanifa asoe asoe.
Okay. All right, so as you've seen, that is a very simple demonstration of the app in the tree language. So for all of the directions that we've shown, you can have the instruction in tree or in English. Now, as we have seen, there are also a number of things that we need to improve in the app. For instance, if you have a local business and you have certain items that you sell, we can be able to provide all of those information in the app as well. So that if you have a business, people can come to that particular location and say, okay, you sell a cement, you sell building materials, and then you can come. And if it's within the person's neighborhood, the person does not have to travel all the way to a dome to get those items. Okay? So there are those facilities that are provided within the app. With this, I know there will be a lot of questions, so I would like to pause here. And there will be a question and answer time. And if there are specific things you would like to see, we'll come back and demonstrate that to you. So thank you very much for your attention. And I will invite the MC to come.
MyTroski, they catch you. And see, I can say, you're wrong also, the guys, you know. Then the brain, never be your higher, you're with the air, Anna, he said, will be there, quite a fast, and check mine. Now, some kind of what they call a Brunidia, I have been like I say, but now child, yes, sweet, sabi, yeah, the different, and then Yashim, and yeah, best say, so once you wait me, I tried to get the phone so. Now, with your Yajima, every year, a bit one, Amma, and the Yajina, I credit. The American say fire service, say tourism, say trotro the use so you be a young. With the trotro, I see the best steps. This will ever find, this will go soon. And I think now, and maybe the brain, yes, a young casa, you can't do the answer. The research, data na ya collect ke ya share the software enti adabwa ama yetimi aye dia ya yeli na siri na abwa e be ba yetimi adia te na ko kiye akọ rọrọ de breso e be ma dia ya yi e be bi na fi die be bi awo bia no wetimi use na kan post school for ayo school ha ye dodo se omu nyina asate so mu use na so mu download so mu use but we say, and then one man, security service, fire service, all those people know. Or when you buy IABC, because say, oh, Obama, I'm saying, yeah, I see open remarks, and I say, so we want to say, yeah, open so we say, sample, Yakshana, Alonchi, and you like it's the okay.
Just some comments. Gifts. Emra will train and say, "Oh, be person fee business school ha." A call at Amos Junction. Now, who follow Aronoa, a do traffic lights now, a USC road no, or see, before Udru at Amos Junction, which is your destination, I can't swear. People will bring and cheers ye, a jinka honum, obey some and say, what? A very simpler, ama, and then Quadaba, a kino, or Monty.
Who's a professor coming, professor of tree. I was on the association, yes, not the Ginger, but it's just yes, I'm not just on the professor.
Okay, your friend Dr. Broom, your Department of Language and Communication Sciences. Lady can say, we walk team Navasopa. If you say, meaning said, the Juma be green, Akoma, and Sana. Yet me and young. Now I catch up of Adam said, hey, one said, there will be back or the example. Several baby, I go interact with my Cobotino. The Okayan said, a life court apartment one. The whole I'm fantastic. And did not just say, oh, my, you may have said, you say, Salon, you are Mitino. And not just a my idea. Yamisha was up the Jumay. There are the person that kind of say, Sanka, a very possible. A buying university, Ubia, Ubiti Midisi Kabe Wama, ya expand this research. Ako said, Professor Adams kind, Ako, if you are essentially in any just for you come municipality, Midis and Kabe Wapa, and take another just for the general public. They are the first comment and say simulation away. Not me bisa say, is it possible say with me simulation I shorter? Because now this was like a 3-minute something. With me say, oh yeah, just for simulation. With me I shorter. They say yeah 1 minute. You can just take a minute to see how the whole process will be like instead of using 3 minutes and now using the normal time that it will take you to go that distance now. And here my first comment. And now, and then gives a very easy amount. Said, Nipa Okan, she side, or say, Bufa Hasi. Me give this a baby or can say, Manefa Ubin Kuma, instead of Bufa Ubin Kuma. And can it sounded more like a word for navigate than Bu. If you say, Bu Ewo, in Chassi Baby, Wakan, Budia, Bunsio. Bunyama bebree ana wo bi pasia etimi kwa aka so se even for menstruation yes wo bu nensa enti bu tre nyama bebree me gidi se wo kan mane a ete so reducing ambiguity no more than bu and now akwa earlier comment on kind say asye oka asye and coming kasa asye na mekan say obetimi a account say wadu asye afei de wadu asye nti many problem with asye na mo bibi account say we na the finality of the whole trip but me that's we bring.
All right, thank you very much for the comments. Those of you who are not very skilled in G, the comments coming up are all about the use of the local language. Some of them think that certain words could be improved. And let me say that actually we're going to launch a social media campaign and allow you to use it and then comment so that those places where we can make some improvements, you'll be part of it. So the first is to download it, use it, and if you think that you have a suggestion that could improve maybe the way some things were done or said, we can look at it, and then gradually we can build a more healthy product that we will jointly own and then help develop and make better. And similarly, Prof. Tufo also said that when you arrive, you know, the word Asweye is the right one. But if you say Asweye, somebody who is not doesn't understand the tree may get confused because it will say, oh, when you are sitting in a church, they will say you do Asweye, and that's you do. So some modification can be done in that respect. So keep using it and let the comments come, and then they will be addressed. Please, is there any other question? Yes, sir.
Thank you very
very much, and I must say, Ghana Police Service, this will help us a lot, because I can't even describe to an extent how this will go a long way to help us identifying locations, especially crime scenes and areas. Sometimes we receive even calls. People call us and say, well, this is happening at this place, and the people are not able to describe exactly where it is happening, especially when we have a lot of students who are new in our environment. So this is really going to help our work, and I think the cost to help bring people to justice, this will enhance that. And if some of these cases, that if a head of security will attest to that, many of the students who report of missing phones and snatch of phones and all that, we are tempted to believe that many also use the iPhones. And like we said, this is, you can utilize it by using only the Android. So I don't know the timeline as to when it can also be migrated onto the iOS. So if it is longer, then I'm pleading that it should be cut short so that the students who will also benefit this a lot, I mean the use can be extensive. So thank you very much for this help. We are grateful.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I think that's contributed here.
The reason why is saying I don't want us to go and say, wait and answer. Because the other time, my cousin, if you're Brojema, then a ring road in there, since we're on the ring road, you know the woman who talks on Google. And when you go to ideas, they say, take to iOS. And they ask me, what is iOS? And I make sort of very funny, say, you're Ghana, and Brony, you're cast in that train. So me, we know the baby will be brain. Then it just mean, me will put this, me say, the friend called Baron Pine. The one who are down for the finger, I must say, you could be your local for then all of a sudden, one train, where? But with this happening, just within a short minute, I would also know where some of these popular eating spots are. Okay, schools, okay, other institutions, and they check just within the short one, they've given a very detailed something about it. And from here now, our best will grow. So perhaps when Jesus said, because Mammy Brunin or Google, Mom, or Casa, Brunin and Casa, but Udruha, or her, John Mammon, John Corbett, even with an old lady or a cousin coming from the village, the direction is really going to help, and I think it's a very good help.
Thank you.
Kudos.
Mrs. Nakoso, one of the Sapuno Amasu. Now, let's say, downloading, and so simple, and yet easy as say, Ubi phone, not a camobi. They say, you're here now, the Saka. That's
thank you.
Waiting for the second. Where did you go? Mekoso Abomaso. Now, as a traditionalist, when you say modern day chieftains, will be a pretty big groom. Now, university, most times, we are there now. Marco started or no. Moye, my lunch, Mama projects are we now. Young fans start here, 100 first. Sunny be here, you must say,
Thank you very much. Just want to add my voice in commending the team for a very good job, very well executed. I think that a lot has been said already, and we in the emergency response institutions, we really are very happy with this app that has been developed. is going to make it very, very easy. A lot of the time, you get a distress call about a certain incident that is happening somewhere, which is going to cause a lot of distraction to property and possibly injury to people and sometimes loss of lives. But the direction to get to the incident is always a problem. With the inclusion in the app of some local and areas that people are very conversant with, that they can easily mention, and then you will zoom into the area, is an added advantage that the app also provides. And so we are very, very happy. We commend the team for a very good job done. I tried going through the app before coming for this program, and I saw that there are a lot of things actually in it. One of the things that I saw, which I am amazed and I still want to find out from here, is the Maju Stadium. The Maju Stadium. It's Maju. Oh, okay, then it's very good that the correction is being made. And so the point I want to make by deliberately mentioning Maju is the fact that there are a few areas that are in the app that some spelling mistakes have been made. And so it's good. Some people are conversant with the places, and so it wouldn't be a difficulty for them going to such places. How about those who do not know and they see Maju on the platform? They will be looking for Maju, and in the end, that will not be what. And so I think that it's a very good app. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution, but we are all learning. You know, when you have professors doing things, it means that if they put a Maju, then it's actually Maju. Not knowing Padu, which we all know, that, you know, there's a next park adjacent to Padu, which was not there for those who finished school many years ago. It was not there. So when you say you don't know Maju, it means you finished school a long time ago. So another park has been made adjacent to Padu, and since we are in a time when gender equality, when you have Padu, you have to have a Maju. So adjacent to Padu, there's a park called Maju, which means this app, even when it's like a mistake, it is showing you something new. Because actually when you go through, they will give you a little more detail on what is Maju. Thank you very much. Is there any, before we call Prof. Mafu to deputize, stand in the shoes of the Pro-Vice Chancellor to lunch? Thank you. All right.
Thank you very much. Yes, this was supposed to be done by the Pro-Vice Chancellor, but you were just called up there for an emergency situation. And so I'd like to stand on the earlier protocols and thank everybody for coming for this luncheon. I mean, it has been interesting, isn't it? I mean, we've all seen the demonstration and what is contained in the software. Is it the mobile app? And so for the purpose, he's very elated and he's very proud of the team that came from his institution and is doing this. Indeed, he mentions us, those of us that led it. The only thing is that he did not mention any price. I was going to say that, having used only 30,000 to do this, I'm sure you might have used your personal resources. And so I'm wondering, Professor Adams, to give everybody a check of 30,000 to see how far. He did not say that, but I know Professor Adams is here, he will do something about it. And so on that note, together and of this day, it's 24th, right? Yeah, 24th of February 2022, team of KNUST-TEK, as we said, Professor gift donator Charles Manfo and Ato Andam Akufo. Product of MyTroski mobile application. I hereby stand on the authority by the Pro Vice Chancellor and say the product is what? Launched. All to really for I should have gotten some wine in the bottle, but I guess the business people don't like us to soil the place. So with that recognition, we also want to once again say thank you very much.
Yes. So, Gift, if you can come and take a picture. And we will ask, okay, they'll take a picture, then we will. This is not a photo session yet, but when they take a first picture, then, with the MyTroski come. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we ask Professor Mekudi and Nana, and then maybe the people in front join them. Let's take a nice quick picture. And then, yes. But you're also a leadership. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll be closing very soon. But let me say that, when you say 30,000, it's like, what did they use it for? To collecting information for these kind of things. There are 4 levels of data quality you can think of. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, based on World Bank standards. The level 1 is the most accurate you can find. That you go there and measure it to the level of accuracy. And level 4 is an aggregated something, like cost per kilometer something. I'll say that this is a level 1 data collection. So it's so detailed. That's why you can find all these. But to do that also costs a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of resources. And when you have 30,000 doing this kind of work, you can be sure that the researchers got nothing out of it. I mean, it's not something that they were paid anything. Maybe they even have to use their own resources to get some of the things done. So, once we believe that this whole thing is a good thing, we will first call on your support. Your support, first of all, to download the app. Because an app that is not downloaded is not useful. It's as useful and good as people will download and use it. Now, as you download and use it, we will do our best to launch a social media campaign for people to use, but you will help us by using it, especially our brothers and sisters from the security service. You will use it And if you provide us with feedback, it will help us to do better. Especially because we want to go beyond curriculum. So the initial utilization will help us know what more could be added. Because I said this is 1.0, MyTroski 1.0. We want to have 1.0 to 1.02 before we go to level 2. So we need all of you, the students, and this university has a lot of students. We need you to download and use. Because as you download and you share it among your colleagues and your friends, and we all use it, we will first be able to make the app popular. And then an app that is popular is an app that we will use. Those who take boats and those things, sometimes you're going to a place you don't know. You can use MyTroski to find where you are going and tell that person actually the thing is near to this place, and then you can find your way. So whether you have an app that helps you already or something, definitely once you are within the curriculum municipality, there is some use you can apply this. And we need you to begin to use it. That is very important. Secondly, we are going to find resources to be able to extend the work. Now, if we find that the security services put priority on it, or the security agencies and so on, they put priority on it, it will make a case for somebody to support. And that is why we will find time to have a conversation with you. But the more you use it, and then you give your recommendation, we will be able to probably find some people who will pay for the additional data collection to extend it till we have covered the entire city and cover our capitals and even the good part of the country. And we need you beyond here to tell your colleagues, your bosses, whoever needs to be told. This is very, very important. We will do, we will take we have your details. We will try and send you as much information as we can. And when we do, please send it around. When we will show you the Facebook page and all those things, go and like it. Go and share the information. We need to let people know that something good is happening here. And it's going to come to their area very soon. This is very, very important. On the other hand, if you know who can help us, something that can help us get some fun, or a door that you can lead us to so that somebody will help us with some, not money for us to spend, but to help the research to advance. Because we know that when you have a good product, the more the product advances, the more the benefits to everybody. And when it becomes so beneficial to many people, the researchers will benefit. It's like drinking Coca-Cola. Poor people drink Coca-Cola, rich people drink Coca-Cola. When the poor man is drinking Coca-Cola, he doesn't think he's making Coca-Cola rich because he's getting satisfaction. So as MyTroski gives you satisfaction and you will help spread the word, it's only when many more people use it that we can say, oh, even election time, oh, the police station is in so and so place. If you want to go and do your national ID, it's in so and so place. And then you with your MyTroski, you are there. So that is the kind of support that we need from you. Because, and we will also, we have our people there. If you know something, you want to scribble it for us, that will contact this person. We are ready for you. Or you have any idea, please don't go. We are ready. If you want us to come and see you and have a discussion, we are very ready because we want to do this thing. And somebody said we should do it quickly. Yeah, we want to do it very quickly. So any support, any help, and for the university, this university has a lot of students, and MyTroski is within this area, and this is the university's baby. So we want to appeal to the vice chancellor, the SRC, and all the people that matter, that MyTroski should be something that students of this university, everybody try to download it. And should be encouraged. We will try and do, but I'm saying that we will try and do what we can, but the university itself should encourage all staff and students to download it. Because just downloading it, if we have, say, 80,000 students or staff have downloaded the app, already it will make a statement. should be extended. Thank you very much. I think whilst we were doing the program, we had a representative of the MC of Oforikro coming. So, is it Mr. Clifford? Yes, if you are here, can you identify yourself? Can we see you? Okay. All right. So, the MC said they are having a meeting and then he cannot be here. So he sent someone to represent. Thank you. I don't know if there's any agency that I saw that car outside. Is that here? Yeah, okay. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. So if you have not been, you have been invited, but maybe we skip your name or you came in after we have mentioned it. Can you identify yourself so that we acknowledge you? If we don't want to miss anybody. And everyone here, please make sure your name has been registered there because we will do a follow-up with you. You are an important stakeholder, that's why we call you. And then we will try and engage with you beyond this. And I want to say that also at the Transport Research Center, there are so many things we are doing that we will need your support. I mean, some of them we are looking at even resolving. You know, when the university was actually helping to resolve the roundabout congestion, we were behind it. I mean, even though we have not been paid any money yet. And we are still waiting for the money. But at least we have to resolve the congestion. And there are the police and TTD, for example, there is a research that we started on black spot analysis using our drone to monitor the behavior of people in the area. Now, all these things we do by collaboration because you see, as for me, I don't know, human behavior, I can only use some sensitivity response equation to write it. But the feelings, it's only a sociologist and all those people who understand. That's why in our center we do a lot of collaboration with sociologists, planners, anybody who has anything to do with transportation or has skills that can be applied in transportation. Now, I would give you a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not out of words, but we are running out of time. So I want to call Professor Mikuji to give us some closing remarks, after which we will take some group picture outside and then we'll call it a day. Thank you.
Good afternoon. And I think that we've come very far. And the whole thing started like me. When I was sitting there, I was just because the two young men, I work with them. They are my mentee. I work with them. So when they started the story, this story started in one of our office meetings, and we were looking at the data. In fact, one problem I told them, well, this data is going to be really very expensive. How are you going to manage this? And I was surprised to see that 30,000 Ghana cedi, they really are young men. They really have done well. And I also, there are some unseen hands that we have not seen. I think there were a number of, they didn't mention it, students. In fact, these students also have really, because to be able to gather this data as precise as we mentioned, level 1, very, very highly precise data. This is a work that we look forward that it really advanced, and
I look forward to see this app being a countrywide app where we can use. And as one person said, I think that this will really be more precise. When the person is going by IDRC, you will send it properly, not that the Google lady who will be speaking IDRC in English and so on. The code table will say something different. So all these, I think that innovation starts with big minds, and that is what we have seen, and the big minds have shown this. However, this is just the beginning, so there's more to be done, and we look forward that this app will be adapted. As said, everybody should download it. I have done that already. I've downloaded that, trying to see how I'll start using it, and do that. And if you have any challenge, call the team. They will give you numbers. Call them and go through and also start using. The more we use the app and give a feedback, the better it will become for all of us. And so we look forward that at the end of it all, this will become a unique app that is developed by KNUST branded app that we all use. Thank you all for coming, and we are so grateful that you honor our invitation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. Professor Esmeralda Malfo was supposed to do the vote of thanks, and she's also she's one of the fellows of TEK from the social work, and she's going to be doing a couple of things together because she always brings that dimension to everything that we do. And she's also actually the female mentor for our students, so because in our center we have bodies like Prof. Tifo, so we don't have many, we have much of them, so we are getting a lot of students who are female, so we need somebody like Prof. Esmeralda Malfo to take care of them. So she is the one, when they have any problem, they go there, and then she rather release the information in a better way. So we will call one of our colleagues representing him to say the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. As Prof has already said, I'm standing in for Prof. Esmeralda Malfo, who is engaged in an equally important assignment somewhere. My name is Edward, and I want to thank God first and foremost for this great achievement done by our colleagues. Most often we hear the professors are doing nothing, the universities are not doing anything to help the cause of Ghana. And I believe that for God to give our colleagues this insight to come out with this, the first thing we need to say is to say that thank you, God, for helping our colleagues. Let me also take this opportunity to thank the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Ellis, for making time to be here. It's not so easy to get our big men gracing some of these occasions, but he managed to make some time to be with us. So we say a big thank you to Prof for coming. I also want to thank all our provosts who are here. I see my own provost, Professor Charles Mafo. We have the provost of engineering, and then all the others that are here. May the Lord bless you for coming. I can't thank without mentioning Nanes coming. Nana, the who is representing our revered king. And I will say, Onyame Ensha, say, Wamamre, Wanyamre nowadays, Ababe Pedimadi Chi, nothing so, Wame Muse, second years, the ABB ha, the Envanshasi, in free IAD, and Sanya Yakobebi. Nana Nyame Ensha, and I was a pa. I feel so. Pese meda enyame free Ghana Police Service, Ghana National Service, Fire Service, NADMO. We have ProTour, reps from ProTour. We have DPRTU and all the others represented. We are so grateful for your coming, and we really appreciate it. let me also thank my colleague lecturers for coming. We are supposed to start